Hi there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and I'm just so glad that you have decided to join me. So, I've just invited you, all your guardian angels in to give your messages that they want to give you. This is for the week of September 13th through 19th of 2021. And so, we're anticipating an amazing week, and so let's just see what the angels are going to tell us this week. So because this is a group reading, a general reading, that means that some portions of this might not fully resonate with you. That's totally fine. It just means it's for somebody else. Because, you know, when I invite your guardian angels here, they all come, right? And they all participate. And so, you know, it's a collective reading. So they choose as much as possible the things that will resonate with more of you rather than with less of you. And so then sometimes there is part of it that is just for a smaller group or for a different group of people than what you're in. So all good. You take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So we almost have all the cards out. There's 5 of the 6. Okay, there is 6. Do they want that? Yeah, they do. It's actually 7 this time. So let's just see. Very good. Okay, so let's start. So we have these cards first, which I never remember what they're actually called. I don't know. There's so many cards, and I have lots and lots of them. And I keep intending to look it up, and I just still haven't. Anyway, so this deck tends to deal a lot with financial things. And so it also talks about the law of attraction. And so attracting instead of chasing. So it feels like you've kind of been in this energy of kind of feeling desperate a little bit. And, you know, that's too strong of a word, you know, but feeling a little bit like you need to go after what you're looking for. Like often that would be money, or sometimes it would be a particular job or, you know, something like that. And you get kind of in this grasping energy, this, oh my gosh, I have to get that. Like I'm getting down to the nitty gritty and I have to do that. And what that does is create resistance against it. And then it can't come to you. So as soon as you can relax a little bit about that and simply attract that, you know, like have that vibration of what it is like to already have the thing that you are looking for, then it can come to you, you know. So if you can kind of relax, take some deep breaths, and understand that how you vibrate is what comes to you. So think about it right now, that thing that you've been wanting, that you're getting a little bit about. Feel that as though you already have it. It's calm and it's easy. You're just enjoying the having of it. And feel that feeling about that subject. And now you are attracting it. Yeah. So there you go. That's how you do that. It's you know, once you start doing it, you kind of flip back and forth a few times because you're still in that mode a little bit. But the more you can relax and just feel the way it feels to already have that, the quicker and easier it comes to you. It's like you get out of the way and you allow it to come. Yeah. And then, so like it feels like this is a financial thing. It feels like you've had a large outflow of money recently. And so you have some fears now financially because somehow you want to be replacing that money that you've just spent so much of, right? So face that. Like, what exactly are you scared of? Are you scared that there will be no more money coming in? Are you scared that there's more going out than is coming in? Are you scared that you're going to not be able to make the bills? or that you'll be hungry. What is it exactly, right? And sit down, with pen and paper and your bank account, and figure it out. Is this realistic to be scared about that? Or is it the fear getting the better of you, right? So really figure that out. And if there's something that you can be doing about it, then do. If you can be, maybe you go for a $6 latte every day. You could probably do that once a week instead of every day, right? Or maybe you're taking a lot of weekend getaways. You could reduce those. Things like that can they're not quite bringing in more money, but they're making it so less money is going out. There are also ways to bring more money in. You might have a side hustle that you want to get going on. Or maybe you have just a part-time job right now, so you can go get another part-time job to fill your time, as well as to bring in extra income. There are ways to do things. And if you feel like you're just absolutely tapped out, the angels are saying there are agencies to assist with this. There are also people around you who can assist with this, right? So really face what your fears are and acknowledge that most of them don't really have any basis in fact, right? Most of them are not going to come to pass, right? So the odd one that is actually kind of, maybe it's a possibility, right? Well, then you're going to take action and you're going to change your circumstances because you are the only one who can, right? Always ask your angels for help. That's what they're there for. They hang around just waiting for you to ask. They can see solutions, which we can't see because they're, looking from up here, right? And so they can see things that we can't. And so always ask them for help, and whatever direction they're steering you in, go there because there's stuff that you can't see. Yeah, that's the way it is. Okay. So, feels like there's some changes happening in your life. Go with them. Instead of resisting, a lot of us don't really like change too much, right? Or, you're slow to embrace it or whatever. Why don't you just try and say, okay, this is how the change is going to be now. So let's go with that and be adaptable and be flowy. Be able to roll with it and just go, all right, let's do this then, And so for some of you, this is just kind of little stuff. This is, instead of going to that restaurant that was the decision, now that's changed and you're going to go to a different restaurant, and some people really don't like that. Once the plan is made, they like sticking to it, right? So try with these kinds of small things to get yourself more adaptable so that when it's bigger things, that it's easier. It's almost like practicing, right? For some of you, this feels like it's kind of bigger. It's a change in jobs. It's something like that. I can't quite grasp what they're telling me. It almost feels like, it wasn't your choice. It doesn't necessarily feel like home changed, but for some of you it could be. Could be a relationship, although I'm not really getting that too much. Just those are the kind of the biggest things in people's lives that would change. So it does feel mostly like a change in employment status or things like that, and not through your choosing. And so, you can adapt to this. You can just, look around you and see what would be a solution, what would be some action that you can take. How can you feel about this? Because you don't have to feel bad about it. You can be feeling like, okay, well, I was pretty much done with that job anyway, or whatever it is, right? And just be aware that change is good. And it almost no, they're saying it always is. The angels, they have your back. And so the changes that happen in your life are happening on purpose. And it brings better things, or it brings something that you need to learn, because in the future it's going to make something easier, because now you've learned this, right? So if it happens to be what we would normally classify as a negative thing, then just look and see what is the lesson in it, what's the thing to be learned, and whenever you've learned that, then you'll be able to move on. Yeah. And sometimes, things have to line up, right? So even when you feel you're ready to move on, maybe the world around you isn't quite ready yet. And so then you have to wait for it. But it's still all to your benefit. There's always a good part to that. Yeah. And so be your own, banged the thing. Be your own pathfinder. You determine the course of your life. So whatever it is that you want, what direction you want to go in, check in with your angels, ask them to send you signs, and ask them to make them really obvious signs so that you can't help but follow that. And so then they will steer you in the direction that is the best for you to go. But don't be asking for something just because somebody else is doing that, or because, I don't know, because it looks like a good idea at the time. If it doesn't resonate with your gut, then don't do it. When it does resonate with your gut, then it's easy. And there's times that you have to create your own boundaries, and you have to stick to it, and you have to, make a decision for yourself that you're going to be like this or do like that or whatever, and then stick to it, and be in your own integrity. And so that's what this is about. This is about knowing what is the best thing for you, no matter what everybody else says. Yeah, and stick with that. And so this is the Whale. Talks about honoring your soul's purpose. So it feels very much like whatever this is, this path, that you're kind of forging your own path, or certainly it's not the path of the majority or something, is how it feels. That's part of your soul's purpose. You're one who creates a path for others, is how this feels. It's like you're kind of feeling your way through it. And that's how they're giving me this message too. Like I have to kind of feel my way through the path and see what that is. And like they're showing me actually a field. It's maybe wheat or something, can't really tell, but it's very tall, and so you can't see what's over anywhere else, and they're showing that you are creating a path within that, and that is part of your soul's purpose, and it's very fulfilling to you, even the times when it's kind of scary, is what they're saying. Yeah. And so, okay, which of these do we want first, angels? Okay, the retreat. So take a bit of downtime. When you're thinking about, all this pathfinding and the everything, if that makes you kind of stressed, it makes you feel kind of like, oh my God, what are they talking about? What are we doing? And whatever. Take some downtime. Even meditate a bit if that's part of your thing. Be alone though, and be with your thoughts. Don't just have the TV on or the music or something, or be reading or whatever. Really get down inside of yourself and see if you can identify what that is part of your soul's purpose that you're to be doing now. And I can guarantee you that they're going to show you the way. They will bring to you the opportunities to make the difference in the world, right? And the more quiet you can get and the more you can understand how it feels to resonate with your soul's purpose, the more you understand how easy it is, the better, the easier it will be for you to identify the path. Yeah, so get some time with yourself. And that is you being your own healer. So, because none of us can heal anybody else. All we're ever able to do is heal ourselves. And so it feels like you're very much on your healing path. You've been doing a lot of that already, and you're continuing, and you're doing a great job. And some of you are sitting there going, yeah, that's just a bunch of bunk and whatever else. Okay, you can believe that. And there will be something in the future that kind of makes you, shake up or something that says to you, oh, that's what she was talking about. Yeah. So, every one of us, whether we think we're spiritual or not, like it just seems like somebody has kind of accidentally started listening to this and, they just haven't turned it off yet or something. And I think I'm talking to you. Even if you feel like you are not very spiritual, you truly are. You are a healer of yourself. And so the more of your own inner work that you do, the more growth you do as a person. And so this is in every way. This is at work where you've learned that you did a poor job of interacting with so and so. And now next time you're going to do it different because now you've learned. This is what we're talking about. This is daily life stuff. Things that you acknowledge to yourself that you didn't do very well. And next time you're going to do better, damn it. Right? Like that's what the inner work is. So yeah, you got this. You're doing it already. And you're doing an excellent job. Okay, so let's check out the daily guidance cards and let's see this one last bit of wisdom that the angels want to offer to us. And okay, just one card, angels, is all we need. Okay. No, that's not it. Sometimes they stick out and then they won't really come. So it just means keep shuffling. So this is a great reading so far. This is all about you. Okay, yeah, acceptance. Acceptance. Part of that growth that we were just talking about has to do with accepting yourself. And once you can accept yourself, then it becomes way easier to accept other people. Yeah, right? So, when you sit in judgment, whether of yourself or of somebody else, that means you have not accepted. And acceptance is the way to the smooth path. If you can just acknowledge and understand that, you are the way you are, you have been shaped by things that have happened in your life, plus, by the people who've been around you, experiences you've had, and so has everybody else. So every single person has their own triggers, has their own things that get to them. But the more you can sit there and go, yeah, that's a trigger for me, then the easier it is to understand when somebody else acts in a way that you're like, what? Then it's easier to get to the spot of, okay, that's the way they are. That's a trigger for them. Right? And it becomes way easier. Okay, beautiful reading for you. Okay, Taurus, can you help me right now? Let's make some energy here. And let's just beam that out to the whole world. Start with yourself. Woo! Little tingle, shiver. And then spread that all over the whole world. And just let your light shine and let it spread. And it's like warm honey flowing all over the world, the globe. Fabulous. Taurus, thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you, and I will see you next week.